Alright, alright. So, all right. So look, I'll say it. I apologize to all. If I to Chrisean Rock if I did bring somebody else. I would apologize, but I do apologize. But these are things that I've seen in the internet with the little research that I try to do about everything going on. That they was like in a club together and things like that. But just like nobody know the facts, like they said about Offset and them about what happened after whatever. The same thing is about Ronny and Chrisean. Nobody knows when did he stop, having sex allegations on her, things like that. There's a lot of people, trying to say, oh, he's not the father, he's not the father. Give that man a chance to, get that paternity himself instead of them saying, oh, Blueface and Chrisean Rock did it. It's not about Chrisean Rock because let's say if Blueface signed a birth certificate or whatever the case might be, Chrisean Rock, Ronny still has the right, to file for a paternity test himself to check if he is or he's not the father. It don't gotta be. If Blueface did the paternity and it says he is the father, Ronny still has the right to do it because he felt like that's his kid.
Why isn't this is just my opinion, why isn't Zeus Network, why aren't they clearing Chrisean Rock's name from all of these allegations of this paternity test? Nobody is asking that question. It seems like nobody cares. That's why, to me, it's like, why are we taking this so serious? Why are we fighting each other? Nobody is questioning Zeus Network and why they are not clearing up Chrisean Rock's name, that was an actual, paternity test that was done in their facility. And by law, they cannot do that because they could lose everything that he worked so hard to get, Lemmy. So it would be just that easy. And then going forward, if Ronny still wanted to get a paternity test, who would that be on? It wouldn't be on Zeus Network. It wouldn't be on Blueface or Chrisean Rock. It would be on the laughter of Ronny Doe. And nobody's looking at the big picture, So to me, it's more behind this. And it pretty much is just a really sad shame how what gets monetized is, violence and drama. And this is the reason why people are not speaking up that are in position to do so.
I'm just being transparent here. I'm 24 years old. I don't have a good relationship with my father. So establishing paternity is already something that I'm at a disadvantage as far as approaching it because I lack understanding and I lack education. So this brother here is able to raise awareness for fathers all around the world in establishing paternity and just knowing what rights they have as a potential father.
It sounds good, Ronny.
So to answer your question, who are we raising this awareness to? We're raising this awareness to the world and any potential father that may have a seed out here. It's not about just me. It's not just about him. It's about any potential man who is being dealt the negative hand of establishing paternity. And as we can see, it's not something that is easily done, and it's not something that is taken lightly when babies are involved.
I want you guys to leave in the comment section. I'm really, really eager to know, do you agree with me that Zeus Network should have just at least confirmed that the test was real? They didn't have to get into a long, drawn out spill, but they could have at least, clearing Chrisean Rock's name, they could have at least said that test is real. It doesn't matter what games are being played and who's playing them, who's putting the battery in Ronny's back or not. That test was real. It would definitely make people stop paying him attention. They're going to continue to pay him attention because you're going to get people who are supporters of Chrisean Rock, they're not going to say it, but they have doubts. And that's why they're hanging on to that little thread of hoping that it's not, but at the same time, they have the hope that it may be. But it just could be eliminated, those fears, if that big network just came out and just explained that. And then, people will still be, waiting. But at least we won't be surprised with what the answer would be, which, he's not the father. It's just that simple.
I could be transparent with you without hopefully anyone passing judgment. So I'm not a Zeus subscriber. So with that being said, I don't know everything that Zeus posts. I'm not aware of the Chrisean Love series other than the fact that it was shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So me saying that I'm not completely aware of everything that was going on. So to answer your question, the reason why I waited so long to establish paternity because I thought that paternity was established without it being manipulated. And then it came to my understanding that when I spoke with a few fathers and even the gentleman that's here that I had the privilege of speaking with and collaborating with today, Father Speak Up, he has let me know on multiple occasions and he has shown
Nothing that anybody's saying is hearsay. The only two people that would know anything is Ronny and Chrisean Rock at this time. Blueface is in jail. He don't have a voice. His freedom has been taken for now. Okay, hearsay. The only other person that could break the ice, and I'm going to continue to say it, I don't care who gets mad, is Zeus Network. Simple, point blank. Simple as that. There's no other way to put it. I think that it would relieve a lot of stress on people's mind. I know there's no stress on my mind because it's not my life, but there's some people that really make this their life mission to be involved in things that are not really stuff that they need to dig that deep or be that involved in, because ultimately it's not their life. And the person that should be speaking up or maybe saying something isn't, and that's Chrisean Rock, and that's just my opinion.
Me through his attempts of helping fathers establish paternity that the proper documentation from the DDC, it comes in a specific envelope, and it also has a login to the DDC site, but it also has a code, as in a case number, that the potential mother or potential father will be able to provide the documentation of the paternity. So it was to my understanding that there may have been some manipulation in the paternity test that was performed on Zeus. And once I learned those facts, and once I observed them and evaluated them to the best of my knowledge, that's when I started to raise my own concern and questions in regards to the paternity of Chrisean Jesus Malone.
My worries be that, and like I said, I'm a good judge of character. I feel like if Blueface wanted to make a statement, to clear the air, and also further have, Ronny look like a fool, maybe going to sit down somewhere, I think that it would be Blueface. And I think that, in my opinion, there's some parts of me that's he's hoping that the only two children that he does have to worry about and take care of is Jaidyn's. Not saying he wanted any kids at all, even though he did discuss with Jaidyn allegedly that he wanted, his children that he had with her. Men say a lot of things, but I just think that a lot of people are banking on the fact that Ronny is fighting this paternity, and there's a strong chance people are thinking, trust me, low key, that he could be the father, and even if he doesn't turn out to be the father, it's still like he wins, because now as women we get a bad rap when you're on social media being, dragged by a man, of him saying that he might potentially be the father, even though we find out he's not the father, it still is a bad look on the woman. It also tells, in some people's eyes, the story of how she was living prior to being famous, and how she, still might be living. People like to, assume things just because of what they see and hear. That doesn't always have to appear to be what it is. People are like followers. They believe things that they hear and they run with it. So, I just can't wait for this to be over with. I hope that there's no repercussions later on as far as people try and harass Chrisean Rock further because of this situation. And, Ronny goes on about his life and starts his own family. And Chrisean Rock, she, goes like she has been into the sunset. And whether or not it's her not being around because she's taking care of business, making money, or because she's laying low, I just hope the best for her and Chrisean Jesus.
And that's just something I can't get with. Like, a lot of people make it seem like I'm wrong for trying to establish paternity or trying to know if this is potentially my seed or not. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. However, if a lot of you may not know of me and Chrisean's history, some of you may, but it's like I don't see why I'm wrong for wanting to establish paternity if the guy who y'all are assuming is his biological father has said on multiple occasions that it's scientifically proven that he is not the father and that he thinks that I am the child's dad. Like, I'm not understanding why everybody's having a hard time, letting me establish the paternity or allowing Chrisean to provide the paternity that was already established to our face so that we can rest the case.
That's what makes me mad. I hate when that gets brought up, but it's going to be brought up for eternity. You got a father who's calling his own son Charles Barkley, and you got a father who every other week he's mad at Chrisean, and he's not the father of Chrisean Jesus. He's following Chrisean Rock and his son, then he's not following Chrisean Rock and his son. It starts to make you think, Blueface could be on to something. I'm quite sure a lot of people think this way. Maybe he's on to something. Maybe he figures, this may or may not be my son. I don't believe that test that was taken. But I'm going to play on it. And when it's convenient for me, he's going to be my son. And when it's not, he's not going to be my son. But it's not fair because you don't do it to the other two that you have from Jaidyn. And it's being allowed to be done. And as long as, respect is not demand, or you get away from this person, as it being Chrisean who has to deal with it, I just feel like that Blueface is going to continue to do what he's doing, and these crazy allegations are going to keep happening. This is going to be a while before we find out whether or not Ronny is so-called the father and Blueface is not. I get this gut feeling people want to hear that Ronny is the father and not Blueface. A lot of people don't want to see Chrisean Rock and Blueface together anyways, so it makes it that easy for them to hope that it is Ronny's. I mean, I'm quite sure if they had to choose, they wouldn't choose neither one of these people to be the father.
Overwhelmed when it comes to the situation, and I haven't always responded to things in the proper way. So I do want to say just an apology to Wack 100 because I have, kind of got beside myself on a few different occasions. And I'm saying that because if anybody has been seeing Wack 100 interviews and just him being vocal lately, he's been giving me nothing but the utmost respect and letting it be known that he would like for me to have a fair shot of establishing paternity. You know what I'm saying? Away from Zeus, because he doesn't think that the paternity that was performed on Zeus was all the way clean cut. You get what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I don't feel any specific way about Blueface or his camp. I wish them nothing but success, and I wish nothing but peace and happiness upon all of them. But I have got a little bit besides myself in regards to the subject. This is a child. This is a child that I believe I could potentially be the father of, and the child has been having the best 15 months on this earth. So I'm not going to say that is an excuse for my actions, because I'm still learning as I go day by day, but I don't have any ill intention or any ill feeling.
This is where I come in, and this is where I ended at. You know, I definitely update you guys with what's going on, but if the boy hasn't been having the best 15 months of his life, it's between both people, you, Ronny Doe, and Blueface. You guys gotta man up, and you gotta put him first. I don't care who the father is. This child has to stop being disrespected. Period. Point blank.